Welcome to Bennett's BikeSocial. We are here at Hinckley at Triumph HQ for an amazing unveiling. And this is a bike I've been looking forward to. So we have Stuart Wood, Chief Engineer, got that right, and without being disrespectful, we've got something more important than me and you. And that is the new Street Triple. In 3 different variants, we've got the R, the RS, and the Moto2. That's correct.
That's absolutely right.
We've had a quick look at the specs. We've got more power, we've got more tech, and revised chassis.
That's
so
correct.
if we go through the chassis first, if that's okay.
Okay.
Now, my understanding is the frame and swinging arm is the same, but the rake is steeper. We've got more aggressive steering, which has been done by increasing the ride height.
Yeah, okay. Well, all 3 bikes are different.
Okay, let's go.
So, you're absolutely right. Same frame, same swing arm, but it's all in the setup. Okay?
Right.
And the suspension specification. So, with the R, we've got the Showa separate function, big piston forks, and a Showa rear suspension unit.
Fully adjustable, both?
Absolutely. Fully adjustable, both ends. And that's set up to give us 23.7 degrees of head angle and 98 mil of trail. Okay, so that's
quite steep.
Still quite steep.
Yeah.
On the RS, we've got the big piston forks, so they're adjustable on both sides.
Yeah.
We've got the Öhlins STX40 rear shock.
Yeah.
And we've got a steeper headstock angle. So we're up to 23.2 degrees.
Oh, okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
And on the Moto2 bike, we've jacked it up even further, 23 degrees dead.
Yeah.
Okay? So that's reduced the trail even further.
Yeah.
And basically, we've got Öhlins front and rear, with an NIX30 at the front and the STX40 rear shock.
Cool. And just to get rid of any confusion, these are all manually adjustable, there's no electronic suspension?
100% manually adjustable, fully adjustable for all 3 bikes.
Cool. And how is the rake trail? Have we done that by increasing ride height, which has changed the wheelbase?
Yeah, we have. Actually, the back end has been lifted, but there's always the optimum setup at the front as well. So that can be slightly higher, can be slightly lower. It doesn't really matter. It's what feels best for the bike. But the seat heights are all different, again.
Yeah. Because of the ride height on
That's correct.
Yep.
So we've got 826 for the R, 836 for the RS, and 839 for the Moto2.
Okay.
Now, that's not where it finishes. Obviously, that reduces, as you jack up the back, you pull the forks in, you reduce the wheelbase further. So 3 wheelbases, very, very slight difference because it is only the difference of the fork angle. But 1401 down to just under 1400 for the Moto2.
Oh, okay.
So it's a nice tight package, very sure-footed, very, very agile.
Okay. So where the forks fit in the top yoke, you've not dropped the forks through on the yokes?
No.
It's all done with the rear?
On the setup, yeah.
Okay.
On the Moto2, the yokes are different, obviously, because we've got the clip-on handlebars. The ergonomics are completely different at the front end. The handlebars are 80 millimetres lower, 50 mil further forward. So it's a much more engaging riding position and completely suits the bike. So the yokes are bespoke for the Öhlins forks, the geometry, and obviously that ergonomics.
Are pegs the same?
Yes, they're the same across
So we've changed the body position with the bars and
That's correct.
And the seat height.
Of course, with the ergonomics, we can change it further because with the seat height increase, that might not suit some people.
You're saying me.
So we've got a low seat height option. The low seat height reduces the seat height by 28 millimetres.
That's huge.
Okay, yeah, it is. So that's on any of the 3 bikes. Now, on the bikes that have been jacked up further, you can get your dealer to adjust the RSU to lower the bikes another 10 millimetres. So that's another 10 millimetres of seat height. So we've got a total of 38 mil seat height reduction on these 2, if that suits you. Obviously, for optimum handling, these are set up for that.
Yeah.
But for 28 millimetres of seat height reduction, that is just seat height. So if that suits you on ergonomics, that's what you should choose.
Okay. So we've gone through the suspension spec, we know the frame, we know the swinging arm. How about the brakes? Are they different between all three models?
No, we've got two different brake setups. On the R, we've got the Brembo M432 calipers with a Brembo single piston caliper at the rear. 310mm discs. On the RS and the Moto2, we've got the Stylema calipers.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so, but also with the ratio and span adjustable lever as well. So, a very, very nice setup of brake, and you can adjust that to suit the feel and the basically the feel you want from that brake.
And I'm assuming cornering ABS on all three?
Yeah, that's a big addition now. So for all three models, they get the optimised cornering ABS and traction control.
You're right.
So the new ABS unit, the Conti MIB Evo unit, has got the IMU built into it. So everything's complete. We're measuring obviously all the accelerations in every axis. We're measuring angular accelerations as well that allow us to optimise the braking and the traction control.
Cool. And in terms of traction control, obviously that's now lean sensitive.
That's correct.
On all three models. And in terms of other tech, I'm assuming quick shifter on the Moto2 bike?
No, it's standard on all three.
Standard on all three?
So we've got an up and down quick shifter on all three bikes, and that's a really slick unit. It's quite a complex tune involved, so it involves not just gear position, but pressure, but position as well, gear lever position. So we can tune that basically for every engine speed, every throttle opening, up and down, and give you a very slick shift.
And the lean sensitive traction control, the new lean sensitive next generation ABS, and the quick shift, do they change between modes? How many modes do we have?
Okay, well we've got 5 modes on both of these bikes.
5?
And 4 on the R.
On the standard,
These gain an extra track mode.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. So you've got your road rain, sport, track, and a rider configurable mode.
Right.
Okay. In the track mode, we've got the track ABS setting as well, which gives a lot less intervention, but a safety net. So when you're riding on the track, the conditions are much more predictable, and you want less intervention. You select that with the track mode.
And are they linked? Does back do front, front do back, or is there no back on the rear for track?
No, we got the opportunity with the ABS modulator to link the brakes, which actually allows us to just tune in just enough rear brake when you apply the front to give you a better stopping distance and better stability. Now, that's tuned, again, it's mapped on 2 separate maps for both brake pressure that you're applying at the front and vehicle speed and bike speed. So that allows it to be adjusted so it's absolutely unobtrusive. And you just get what you need. Now, in track mode, for absolutely minimum intervention, the optimised cornering ABS and traction control is switched off.
Oh, really?
And the linking is switched off, so it's completely manual under your control.
Manual? Oh man, I can't wait to try this. This is going to be cool.
Yeah.
And then finally, before we move off from electronics and handling, I assume, well, by looking at the bikes, we've got different tyres for the different models.
Yeah, absolutely. Pirelli, Diablo Supercorsa, SPV3s on these two.
Brilliant.
And then we've got the Continental Conti Road for the R, which is a more road-focused tyre, but the absolute best road and track for the higher performance.
And finally, before we look at the actual design and the colours, which I think this just looks amazing, we need to look at the engine, which is what you guys are famous for. So all three got the same power, or I remember in the notes we've got slightly more for these two?
Absolutely. 120 horsepower for the R, 130 for the RS and the Moto2. That's an increase for both. You're looking at a 7 PS increase over the previous generation, which is really significant. Now, what we're obviously doing is developing our engines in Moto2. We're bringing the performance learnings from Moto2 to the road.
Yeah.
But obviously the Moto2s are gaining all that durability and reliability
It's like a massive
benefit
test bed.
from the road bikes.
Yeah.
So if you imagine just how many miles Moto2 have done now. You know, you've had multiple seasons, 19 races a season, 32 bikes on a grid, whole race weekend, and total reliability. So it's a hell of a test bed for reliability and prove off of the motors, but it allows us also to tune and bring that back into the road bikes too.
Brilliant. I'm loving the yellow. Is the yellow available on the RS as well?
No, this is special edition.
Cool. And then finally, I guess, when do we get to play?
Very soon. Bike availability should be February. Again, depends on market. But yeah, we'll keep you up to date with that.
And for UK guys, these bikes will all be at the NEC, I assume?
Yeah, absolutely.
I think there's going to be like a stampede towards your stand.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks very much for your time, Stu.
Cheers.
Really appreciate it, mate.
You're welcome.
Hopefully I'll be riding these bikes very, very shortly. I've always been a fan of this bike, even from the original back in 2007.
Yeah.
God, I'm old. And yeah, I can't wait to ride them. All three models look stunning, and yeah, looking forward to it. So thanks for watching. If you've got any comments, put them below, and hopefully I'll try and get you some answers. You ready?
Yep.
3, 2, 1.